Hello and welcome to the Bonsai Wire podcast. I'm Michael Hagedorn and I'm going to be joined today by Patch Clark. We're going to be reviewing what we did in the last few months since our last podcast. This is actually the first podcast of the year. We have visits from past students to talk about. We have a deck that we removed, a moss garden that we redid, a big trip coming up. Anyway, lots to talk about. Hope you enjoy it. Say that again?
Chairs are noisy too.
The chairs are noisy?
I don't think about how loud my world is until I have to record it. Gosh, this is crazy.
Well, if only we were all mice.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the value of a sound studio. Maybe we could build one.
With non-squeaky chairs.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, well, today we're doing an update from the last one in the fall. When was that? September?
Oh, gosh.
October?
We recorded and then it was in post for a while, so I don't recall.
Was it in like cryo for a long time?
I think so, yeah.
Before Maciek got his hands on it and polished it up beautifully. All right. So where did we begin? We had a long project that, of course, took longer than, should have. Which started when? When did the Moss Garden adventure begin?
That started with the deck removal, probably September, maybe?
Was it that long ago?
It was a long project. Yeah. The deck removal took quite a while. The person who built the deck used whatever fasteners they could find, and they were all stripped, so I wasn't able to unscrew it. I just had to break the deck apart.
Are you kidding?
Which was fun.
Oh my gosh. So the screws were like 3.5 inch, 4 inch screws. I mean, they were massive things, and
some of them were 3.5 inch. Some were 6 inch.
We had a really good drill that might be no longer of this world, used to take that deck apart. Yeah. Did you use Did you use a sledgehammer or anything like that?
I used crowbars and different pry bars, and the screws that I could get with the drill, I had to clean the heads out with a little metal pick first. It was a pretty tedious deck removal. The deck had been in for a long time.
Oh my word.
It's great that it's gone.
Yeah, it feels great. Yeah, there was a 20 by 20 foot wooden deck that when I bought the place, I never really used, and it always annoyed me. So one day I went out there with a circular saw and I cut an angle on it that kind of matched the strange fifth face of the studio. So it kind of angled across the yard in hopefully an activating way. But anyway, after a while, the remaining deck that was there that we had put moss around, the part of our moss garden was in there, and we had our posts in there that held half a dozen trees or something like that. But this deck was beginning to fall apart, and I was worried about somebody falling through the deck and into an abyss unknown. And so Patch removed it all, and we discovered that there is a circular concrete pad coming out of the sliding door. I never knew that was here.
That was a good find.
20-odd years. I never realized that.
It's a nice smooth shape.
Yeah, and we'll stain it something, maybe a gray to go with our rock and the other things that are graying in the yard, like the cedar fence.
Yeah.
So anyway, that took forever, and then and then there's the adventure up in the mountains.
Yeah, we went moss collecting a couple of times.
Yes, with the van. It was incredible how much moss we thought that we were collecting and how little it actually ended up being.
Yeah.
Once settled into the moss garden. So there's a cautionary tale for anybody who's creating a moss garden.
So the deck removal was just the first step, and then there was probably about 5 yards of dirt that had to get moved and mounded and lowered so that we could bring in gravel and make everything the same grade.
Right.
Ferns got moved. We collected a lot of moss.
We saved the ferns. That's right.
A few different trips.
Yeah. And we had, let's see, it was one particular moss we were after. I had played with different mosses in the past, including the type that, grows in between the cracks in the sidewalk and whatever grows on top of my roof. I'd peel that off and I would shred it up and I'd throw it onto the dirt, and it would grow, and then it would get very unhappy, and then it would grow again, and it was like this sort of sequential dying and growing kind of thing. And I never really understood what was going on. But also it was the sun, and it's a full sun situation, and I was suspect I would have any luck with moss, but I kept at it. I was very stubborn. And eventually I tried polytrichum, which is this kind of little thing that looks like a little tree. And you can find it in many different habitats. You can find it in full sun. You can find it in the shade, in the woods. And it seems quite adaptable. It does have several different species, and I'm pretty sure we found several different ones. But we added to what we had made many years ago there, and discovered that one moss did work. So we were hunting one particular moss. And boy, that took a minute, didn't it? We found lots of other moss, but we didn't find that one for the longest
time. It
took
a while to find the right one, yeah. We probably needed 100 square feet of it. It really didn't feel like a lot.
Oh my gosh, was it that much?
But then when we got enough, what we thought was enough, we got it back to the house, and it only covered half of our area.
We're like, okay, we're going to go back.
I guess we'll go back. But it looks good. It looks good now. We brought in some gravel, 5 yards of gravel. And
thank you for moving that.
Integrated. Well, I made more work for myself. I didn't realize it wasn't quite identical to the gravel you already had. So I ended up raking all of the gravel in the garden into piles and kind of integrating the new gravel with the old. So we ordered 5, but I think I moved about 10 yards, which is fun. I like that kind of heavy work, so that's all right.
Good sleeping in the week thereafter.
Yeah. I think I slept.
To my memory, I don't do such work anymore. But thank you, Patch. We now have a much nicer entry into the house, and students will not fall through the deck. We had distinguished student Jennifer Price came. Golly, when was she here? Was that?
That was just a couple weeks ago. I'm terrible with dates. You keep
asking that was
and I can never remember the date.
It was December. It was December, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was December.
Yeah, I had met Jennifer in my yard actually many years ago when Walter Paul visited, but I only really got to know Jennifer down in Australia, where we were headlining for their national convention, which was in Canberra. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure all my friends in Canberra and other cities, including Hobart. Hello, Jared, and all you folks down in Tassie. Barry, thanks for the birding tour. That was awesome. I don't know if you do podcasts, Barry, but that was an amazing 2 days. Thank you. But Jennifer and I had a lot of fun down there, and so she came to visit and work on trees with us for several days. I think she was here for about 3 days, and that was a nice visit. We've also had several other students in with a new program, a work-study program. Advanced students. These are people who've studied here before, and so this is sort of next steps for them. And let's see, what else has happened? Even more recently, Theo had some big news, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Theo's in preschool now, which is terrifying. I'm an anxious parent. I'm kind of a little bit of a helicopter parent. I know the way I was raised was like
a mother hen?
No, I was raised like I was just sort of hatched and released. And I know the kind of trouble I got into as a kid.
1 out of 9, right?
Yeah, I'm number 9 in my family.
Last out of 9.
So
hatched and released. Wow. Okay.
Kind of was that way, you know.
Very chicken-like, huh?
Yeah. So I'm a little bit of a hover parent with Theo. I'm very nervous about him being in school, but it's really good for him. The teacher said he already knows all the educational stuff for preschool, so the biggest focus this year is socializing with peers.
The educational stuff. Yeah, you guys were reading Old Man and the Sea a few weeks ago, which really disappointed Theo, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's how it ends? What?
We finished Old Man and the Sea during dinner. I made him some swordfish, and we finished reading Old Man and the Sea, and he was a little disappointed at the ending of the book, but that's the way of the road, you know. Sometimes life's one big journey with a little bit of disappointment. And then a good story, you know?
Gosh. Well, I was not reading or listening to Old Man and the Sea when I was 4. So I think Theo's got an unusual start. Yeah.
Yeah, we started Journey to the Center of the Earth. And that one, he lost interest quickly in that one.
Jules Verne?
Yeah.
Jules Verne. Oh, he lost. Oh, you didn't finish that one?
We didn't finish that one.
Okay.
So we went back and we're doing some more childlike books and did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Oh.
Roald Dahl's great.
Okay, careful with Dahl. Be careful with the short stories. They get... Yeah, that's not for kids.
Some of the language gets edited when I read it.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's only 4.
Even Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
In the books, it's a little offensive. There's some body shaming for Augustus Gloop. And
Augustus Gloop? Was that a kid?
He was one of the kids.
Was it one of the kids?
He's the big fat kid who loves candy. And, we try and teach body positivity in our house. So I just tell him, that's not how we talk about other people. It's not very kind. But he learns so quick, and he's already ready for the next one.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what that'll be?
Yeah, George's Marvelous Medicine, another Roald Dahl.
Oh.
Very mean grandma. And George...
I don't know this story.
George spends his time trying to make a medicine to make grandma less grumpy.
Oh, the Marvelous Medicine is a mood-altering drug. Excellent. Very good.
Yeah. It's good. School's going well. I think we're on the right track. If it were up to me, we'd just be homeschooling still, but he needs that socialization.
Right.
Other than school, things are going well. In the garden, we have a lot of projects coming up. I think there's...
Yeah, working on some right now. We have some of the last wiring styling work happening. Still a month away from... this reminds me of Japan. We're just working on things sort of semi-out of season. But we got a greenhouse, so we can get away with it.
Yeah.
But, some black pines that came from John Eads. I think John... we did a post about one last year, right?
We did.
Yeah. Right.
So we have 3 or 4 more of those that we're working through.
Right. John bought a collection of trees that had been grown in nursery pots for a long time and been worked on in a bonsai-esque manner, and I bought several of them to have as puzzlers here. So we've had some advanced students working on them, and Patch and I have been playing with a few. One of them was Patches, and that one got on the blog last year, and I think we'll do 1 or 2 this year again. And the one that you worked on, I think we're going to repot this year. It did really well, so we'll put that in a bonsai pot.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Put it on a bench and
moving in the right direction.
And nominate it as a bonsai.
Yeah. And in 25 more years, it'll be real good.
All right.
It's close. It's coming along. A pot will make a big difference.
Working on black pine is so satisfying. It's such a strong plant. You can prune the back harder than many things.
They really are like puzzles. They feel counterintuitive, but then once you start to understand how they grow, it's just kind of decoding the structure. Which is really cool. That one we did on the blog last year was my first time really working through a black pine styling start to finish. It felt like an eye-opener. So these other ones are testing ground now. It's fun.
Nice. Yeah. And then other things, we've got some alternative projects going on, which we tend to have several of every year. We have a hemlock, which got on the blog at one point. It's sort of this wind-influenced plant on a couple of stair-step kind of slabs, and I wanted some kind of evocation of wind in the presentation of the plant. So I'm thinking about some sort of mobile, maybe even turntable kind of thing, if we can make it move so that it startles people when they're walking through the garden on a windy day and it moves a few inches. Yeah. It kind of rotates a little bit. Have it be wind influence rather than put it on some sort of a mechanical thing.
Yeah.
And then program that to be erratic. That just seems like too much.
Like a wind chime.
Or like a Calder. Yeah. Eventually I would love to play with Calder-like ideas. Anyway, something that Eric Radabau may help us with. And another couple projects are the Skumo cypress that we didn't get to earlier in the year, which is fairly dense and needs a pretty good adventuresome trim. We're a little bit out of season for that. Usually we work on those sorts of plants like hinoki and cryptomeria and plants like that when in the growing months.
The scumo is a really cool tree. Would you describe that as a twin trunk or more of like a parent-child sort of relationship?
Yeah, it's like a graduated child.
Okay.
I think the trunk is fairly thick on the secondary, so it's not a very young one.
Yeah, but it's not really a twin trunk either. It doesn't have
No,
to.
you could call it a twin trunk.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I consider that an umbrella term.
Okay.
And then you've got your whatever moniker you want to call it. A mother-daughter or whatever. I think is what the tradition is usually calling those.
Interesting. That'll be a fun one. Hopefully we'll be able to present it in the future.
Yeah, it would be nice. Might even have a front change, which might need a repotting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost exactly the opposite side of the tree, so it might not need a repotting. We'll see what we can get away with.
Let's see. You said there was some work to do on the cryptomeria coming up.
Yeah. That'll be later in the year, though. I think we're going to wait until the air dries out a little bit here. Yeah. This is, I'm sure we've talked about this before, but this time of year we can have deluges of rain that last for a day or two. Oh, actually, we had a really significant one a few weeks ago, which was one of our pineapple expresses. What did you say? It was. You looked this up. It was like 1,800 miles long.
Yeah, I think they said it was like the equivalent of the Nile or something. Some massive amount of...
Really?
Yeah.
The amount of water in it was as much as a huge river. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that dropped on us.
Yeah, and this property is very sloped, too. So we had a river from the front yard down to the back just running past the house.
Do we have any duck events? I know they come up sometimes when it gets pretty wet.
No, I think they were hiding from the rain. It was so wet.
It's a little too early for frogs, so they didn't get going. But anyway, it was quite exciting. Washington got hit really hard. I know they had quite a bit of damage up there, but I don't think we had much in this area. But then in the summertime, so we got a bit of a split personality climate, and I think we've talked about this before. But what I meant about the cryptomeria work is that we would do it when we have a little less humidity and a little less chance of developing some excited diseases that might come into to some of the trimming that we might do. It's a bit of a you do have to trim, partly for aesthetics, of course, but also partly to make room for more growth, and so that you don't, in our climate, don't get mildew in between the twigs. If they're too dense, then the airflow is really bad, and it stays moist so long that it doesn't air out, and so you get this dark blackish green mildew that shows up, which you can take off with a little bit of xylitol solution, or I know some people who take that off with a really light soapy solution.
Oh,
actually.
interesting.
Yeah. Almost like what you'd spray for aphids or something like that.
And then would you kind of hand
clean
it? Or,
then you wash it, and then you do attempt to dry it. Yeah. So that's coming up. Both of those trees, and they're just getting ready for repotting, and the seasonal classes which come in a little bit here, starting in February. We do have a full seasonal class for next year. All sessions are full, but we do have a waiting list. If anybody's interested, we always keep that. And then, let's say before that, actually, I'll be in Japan. So another upcoming, it's not a project, but it's an event, I guess.
That's a big trip.
It's a big trip.
Counts as a project when you're traveling.
It's a big trip, and it's the 100th year anniversary of the Kokufu show. I haven't been back in some years. In this climate where we live here, repotting time is just sort of in full swing. So I've never been able to easily get out for that, so I've reshuffled things a little bit this year, so to enable that. But I haven't seen Mr. Suzuki in I think it's been almost 10 years. I went back several times to as apprentices do as a thank you to the teacher, help them out. But that ended quite a while ago, and I think the last time I was there was when Oscar Jonker and I, Oscar is the proprietor of Bonsai Empire with all those wonderful online courses. And we were making an online course in Suzuki's backyard. And It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. Oscar just sent me a photo, actually. It must have come up on his computer as like a 10-year anniversary or something like that. But I got an email with, "Hey, do you remember this?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, absolutely." Yeah. So that's certainly something I'm looking forward to. He's going to be super busy. I'm sure we'll probably only see him in the Green Club, where he'll have the sales. That's where all the sales happen at the Kokufu show. It's a separate building.
I have to admit, I'm a little green with jealousy that you're going on this trip.
Oh, you will go. You will go later. Somebody's got to fend off the snowflakes.
Yeah, and the rabbit still.
We still have a rabbit.
Oh, I'm
That's
still
right.
chasing that pesky rabbit.
Carmen, I want you to know we still have a rabbit. Yeah, we haven't sent it on to Rabbit Otherworld.
Oh no.
Or any of those plans that we had. It's now our rabbit, and we just have sort of raised things off the ground. And
we have an owl now, though.
Yeah, we do have an owl, although it's only a barred owl, and I don't know if it would take a rabbit. Also, yeah, but I if we have a great horned owl, then we might have no more rabbit.
So Carmen, if you're hearing this, you need to come back and get us a great horned owl. I don't know what you feed them.
Well, now I have a great horned owl at my place, where my tiny house is.
Oh, cool!
It's amazing. It roosts in a neighbor's really dense red cedar. I was alerted to it for a couple things. I saw some hairballs with tiny bones in it, so I knew an owl of some sort. It looked like a big owl because it was like a 3-inch pellet was throwing up this hairball. But then I also noticed that there were about 50 crows that were bombing some raptor on the inside of a tree, and most hawks stay on the outside of trees and owls on the inside, so I was pretty sure it was a big owl that had in the area. And a few days later, I saw it perched on an open branch just as it was getting dusk. And whenever I've looked for it, I've always seen it at the same time, right underneath where I park my car.
Oh, yeah.
And so far it's been silent, but it swoops in and it hangs out there, does a little preening, and then when it's totally dark, it's gone. And then I think it's hunting the rats in the chicken coop, where my landlord has been hunting these rats, and he was both a little nervous that we have a great horned owl with the chickens, but I said, they're kind of on different schedules. I think we're going to be fine. The chickens are all long locked up by the time the owl comes along. And so they probably don't even know that they exist. Each other are kind of oblivious to the other. But I have a feeling that the rat population is taking a precipitous drop.
Good.
So we're very happy to have this one around.
Well, it's not bonsai, but what about the Christmas bird count? You just did that. That was kind of
cool. I was able to get that bird on the Christmas bird count, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Where it was the only great horned owl that was seen that day in my sector. There are other great horned owls were seen throughout Portland, but I was actually lucky enough to be in the sector of the Christmas bird count because I lived there and I wanted to be part of that sector, so they let me in. But the Christmas bird count has, it's over 100 years old, I think.
Wow.
This was the 100th year anniversary of Portland's Christmas bird count, which is an event where people get together and attempt to stay warm and see as many birds as possible on a day that is very rarely Christmas. When I was a kid, I remember us doing it on Christmas, but it's like between, I don't know, December 15th and January 5th, or anyway, you got to find some weekends in there to do something. But it's a hoot of fun, and I'm sorry, that actually was not intended, that pun, but
that was good. I thought you planned that.
But I was exhausted at the end of that weekend. I actually did 2 days of it, so it was a bit of a wild time.
Michael likes to hike around at night and look for owls.
God, it's that and dancing and fountain pens, and it's just, yeah. And
That's
then,
awesome.
And then during daylight hours, it's all about bonsai.
Yeah.
When I can actually see the bonsai, that's nice. My eyes are not as good as they used to be, so little blinking fluorescent lights. That's something we could probably switch out in the studio, is get away from the fluorescence. I don't know how you do it. Sometimes you're out there pretty late, aren't you?
Yeah, I work all hours. My time frames are very fluid, so...
You haven't discovered owls yet.
No, we became friends. Sometimes I work at midnight, sometimes I work at noon. It's just... I thought I was going to stop working my other jobs, but I'm apparently addicted to working. I just keep committing to more and more shifts at the school, and I'm going to go do a blind school shift tonight after we're done. So we got a student coming tomorrow, and I'll find sleep sometime.
Oh, that's right. We have a work study coming in.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah, Adam from
the work studies are fun though. If you've studied with us before, it's a good way to kind of have a laid back step in the next level, sort of a casual refinement.
Yeah. We give a puzzle.
Yeah,
for people to work their way through.
Yeah,
we give a little guidance, and
the last one went well. We styled through a black pine, and
had another tree in there with some black pine fall work. We also did some kind of early development work on a older Itoagawa juniper, some wiring on that, so some structural kind of informational, creating things that might even become gin someday, but then won't be straight.
Yes. Yeah. So I think
kind of at that phase.
I think I'm hoping maybe we'll do a little more of that in the next 3 days with our work study to come. Mm-hmm. It's always seasonal, so depending on the time of the year that you plan on coming, it's going to be different.
Yeah. We're looking forward also to welcoming the seasonal students. We've got 2 sessions coming in, the next month and a half, I guess. There's one in February and one in March, I think, to start off our 8 for the year. I can't remember how long we've been doing this. I think 18, 19, 20 years, something like that.
2-day classes.
It's been a little while.
Right?
Correct. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, we've shifted. Just about everybody's doing 2 days now. Everybody was attempting 3, and I'm sure we had all different reasons for for going down to 2. But part of it is economics. We wanted to bring in a demographic that I think we're struggling to manage 3, both in terms of loss of work and affordability.
It's a little more logistically feasible for people traveling to come for 2 days as opposed to 3.
Yeah, and we do try and overlap a weekend day so that one of the travel days could be the second day, which would be a Sunday.
It's been a good year. Exciting year to come.
Yeah.
I think we had a good holiday season. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Absolutely. Yeah. You can take off all your ornaments off of your tree.
Yeah, we don't celebrate Christmas here, but Theo really wanted a tree. And I found one on the side of the road that I think blew down.
I thought you put up some lights. No, you don't put up lights?
No, we celebrate solstice as our little family unit. We just acknowledge the seasonal change. And he does get a gift basket to kind of symbolize abundance.
Oh.
And sometimes we'll decorate with white lights. Alicia's kind of into the traditional craft, so she made paper stars and dried oranges and
I remember the stars going up. Yeah, you guys celebrate.
But we ended up having a tree this year. I felt so bad.
You did have a tree.
Oh no, it's dead. But I didn't kill it. It blew down in a windstorm, so I think we were okay.
You brought in a dead tree for Christmas?
Yeah.
Really?
Not for Christmas, for the solstice.
That's very Halloween-y. That's all right. Wow.
It was fun. We're still making it up as we go. Not very traditional.
Do you play Danny Elfman music during?
No.
Right. All right, everyone. Happy New Year. Have a good one.
Cheers.
And we'll do this again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Music on today's podcast was brought to you by the fine folks at Blue Dot Sessions. Check them out at www.sessions.com.